Let's talk a little Georgia recruiting as the Dawgs are set to finish with the number 2 class in 2025, but they're pushing for the number 1 class in 2026. And this weekend, big junior day in Athens. Steve, what's the latest buzz?
Well, Josh, you mentioned it. Georgia, number 2 class in 2025. We talked about it some at the top of Whip Around, but Javari Flowers on 300 2025 cornerback. He was one of the headliners on campus. A recent reclassification. He is now in 2025. Georgia offered in early January, and they are making a fast and furious push here as they battle local Miami, Florida State, and Syracuse, among others. Travaris Robinson, T-Rob, is leading the charge in this recruitment, but he said he loved everything about his visit to Georgia, how everyone in the program loves and trusts the process, and the development really stands out to him. He said he learned some great things from the coaches at Georgia. They're trying to add him to that number 2 class in 2025. In 2026, you have the nation's number 4 safety, Jaira Edwards, on campus. He said the experience was like no other at Georgia. Being on campus was amazing. Seeing how the players get sent to the league from Georgia is crazy. He said Georgia is definitely a top school in his recruitment. Carter Scruggs is an on 300 offensive lineman that has had a lot of Clemson, Michigan, Penn State smoke around him. He said his experience was amazing, the ability to compete for national championships every year. After this visit, Georgia is definitely a top school for him. Same goes for on 300 cornerback Caden Harris. Wouldn't be surprised if Georgia's setting the pace for him. I think they are setting the pace for in-state receiver Deion Thomas. Right now, Kenneth Goodwin's a 4-star linebacker from the state of Georgia that loved his visit to campus. James J.J. Johnson, an on 300 defensive lineman from the Sunshine State. I could see him ultimately ending up at Georgia. He talked about being developed by the best at that position. Malcolm Gaston's an offensive lineman from South Carolina that says that Georgia is his top school right now. I still think Georgia's the one to beat for Carter Lucky. He had a great visit to campus. Brandon Bennett tells me that Georgia surpassed all expectations. So Georgia had about 20 visitors on campus with offers, and they're at or near the top of the list for just about all of them.